Welcome back to NextGen Motorhomes. Today is a very special day because we are getting our hands on what is arguably the most prestigious, the most luxurious, and the most heavily debated Class B+ motorhome on the market. We are looking at the brand new 2026 Airstream Atlas. If you have been following the industry, you know that the Atlas isn't just a camper van. It is a touring coach. It is a statement piece. It represents the absolute ceiling of what can be built on a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter chassis. For 2026, Airstream has doubled down on the elements that make this vehicle unique, refined the technology, and sadly, as you might expect, adjusted the price point. We're going to do a deep dive today. We're going to look at every inch of the exterior. We will take the new chassis out on the road to see how it performs, and we will tear apart the interior to see if the fit and finish actually justify the cost. Let's start right here at the front with the exterior design and the chassis platform. The first thing you notice when you walk up to the 2026 Atlas is that it does not look like a traditional RV. It looks like a custom yacht that happens to have wheels. Airstream has always been the master of aesthetics, and they have preserved that iconic silver metallic finish that mimics their travel trailers. But unlike the trailers, this is not aluminum panels riveted together. This is a seamless, molded fiberglass body kit that integrates perfectly with a Mercedes cab. For 2026, the front fascia has seen a slight refresh to match the latest updates from Mercedes-Benz. You have the aggressive LED high-performance headlamps and that massive three-pointed star in the grille, which houses the radar for the adaptive cruise control. But look at how Airstream paints the bumper and the side moldings to match the body. Most manufacturers leave that black plastic, which looks utilitarian. Here, it is all monochrome, giving it that automotive, luxury SUV appearance. Walking around the side, you realize the sheer scale of this unit. It is built on the Sprinter 4500 chassis. That is the heavy-duty platform with dual rear wheels. The Atlas utilizes a power slide-out, which we will see in action later, but looking at it closed, the seams are incredibly tight. Airstream uses a flush-fitting slide mechanism that minimizes wind noise and keeps the lines clean. You also have the proprietary body kit that runs along the bottom, hiding the exhaust pipe, the generator exhaust, and the holding tank drains. It keeps the visual weight low and grounded. Let's talk about the wheels. You're looking at Alcoa Durabrite aluminum wheels. They aren't just shiny covers. They are the actual wheel, providing strength and heat dissipation, which is crucial when you're hauling a vehicle that tips the scales near 11,000 pounds. On the patio side, you have a massive power awning. It is an armless design, which is great because you don't have to worry about walking into support legs. It has an integrated seismic sensor, so if the wind picks up while you're inside, it will automatically retract to prevent damage. Underneath that awning, you have an LED light strip that is dimmable, creating a perfect evening ambience. Storage is always a concern in a Class B+. The Atlas offers several exterior storage compartments. They are locking, of course, with solid-feeling latches. When you open them, you will see they're lined with a durable carpet-like material to stop your gear from rattling, and they feature motion sensor lighting. One of these compartments houses the utility center. Everything is wet-based style, meaning you can spray it out. You have your fresh water fill, your city water connection, an exterior shower with hot and cold water, and your waste tank flush valves. It is all organized, labeled clearly, and easy to access without having to crawl on the ground. Now, moving to the rear of the coach. This is where the Atlas separates itself from the interstate line. You have a full fiberglass rear cap. It looks sculpted. The taillights are vertical LED stacks that are very bright and modern. You also have a hidden hitch receiver behind a cosmetic panel. This is rated for towing up to 5,000 pounds, so you can easily tow a small vehicle, a boat, or a trailer with your toys. Before we go inside, we have to talk about what is under the hood. The 2026 model continues to utilize the high-output diesel engine from Mercedes. This is the 2.0-liter four-cylinder twin-turbo diesel. Now, I know some of you missed the old V6, but let me tell you, this four-cylinder is superior in almost every way. It produces more torque, it is quieter, and it is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission that shifts smooth as butter. This unit is also equipped with all-wheel drive. Not 4x4, but a true AWD system that manages traction dynamically. This makes the Atlas incredibly capable in rain, snow, or loose gravel campsites. All right, let's get into the driver's seat and talk performance. Climbing into the cab, the first thing you realize is the door heavy. It closes with a solid thud. The seats are captain's chairs, upholstered by Airstream to match the house. They are heated, power adjustable, and have memory settings. Once you press the start button, the diesel engine purrs to life. It is remarkably quiet. Mercedes has done a great job with sound insulation, and Airstream adds their own layer of sound deadening to the house floor. Driving the Atlas is less like driving a bus and more like driving a very large SUV. The steering is electric, which means it is light at low speeds for parking, but firms up on the highway. Because this is the 2026 model, you have the full suite of safety systems. Active lane keeping assist, blind spot assist, active brake assist, and the 360-degree camera system. The camera system is a game changer. You have a bird's eye view on the 10-inch MBUX infotainment screen, making it impossible to hit a bollard at the gas station. On the highway, the Atlas feels planted. This is largely due to the VB air suspension system. This is a standard feature on the Atlas. It replaces the rear steel leaf springs with airbags. This does two things. First, it smooths out the bumps. You don't get that jarring impact when you go over bridge expansion joints. Second, it keeps the vehicle level. If you take a corner a little too fast, the system pumps air into the outside bag to counteract the body roll. It inspires confidence. You can cruise at 70 miles per hour with one hand on the wheel and feel completely safe. Wind noise is minimal. The aerodynamic cap above the cab helps deflect the air over the air conditioner and the skylight. You can easily hold a conversation with your passenger without shouting. And that 9-speed transmission keeps the RPMs low, which helps with fuel economy. Expect to see somewhere between 16 to 18 miles per gallon, depending on how heavy your foot is, which is impressive for a vehicle of this size and weight. Now, let's pull over and get to the main event. The interior. Stepping inside the 2026 Atlas, the first word that comes to mind is exhale. It feels like a sanctuary. The layout is unique to the Atlas. It is a Murphy suite floor plan. Unlike most Class B vans that have a fixed bed or a rear sofa, the Atlas dedicates the majority of the floor space to a living room that transforms into a bedroom. The materials here are top tier. Airstream does not cut corners. The cabinetry is real wood, likely a high-gloss laminate depending on the decor package you choose, but the core is solid. The hardware handles are heavy chrome. The walls are soft-touch vinyl, which adds insulation and dampens sound. The ceiling is a soft-touch woven material that feels premium. Let's look at the slide-out. This is the heart of the living space. When you're parked, you hold the button on the control panel, and the entire driver's side wall moves out. This reveals the Murphy sofa. This isn't a flimsy foam couch. This is a residential-style sofa with 2 recliner seats built in. You have a center armrest that folds down with cup holders. It is upholstered in Airstream's ultra leather. This material is incredible. It feels softer than real leather, it breathes better, it doesn't get hot in the sun or cold in the winter, and it is incredibly durable. You can spill red wine on this, and it wipes right up. Directly across from the sofa is your entertainment center. You have a 40-inch Samsung Smart TV that rises out of the credenza on a powered lift. When you aren't watching TV, it is hidden away, giving you a clean countertop and a view out the window. Below the TV is a soundbar, giving you theater-quality audio. Let's talk about the kitchen. It is located on the passenger side, right as you walk in. It is compact, yes, but it is beautifully appointed. The countertop is Korean, solid surface with a waterfall edge. You have a deep, square, stainless steel sink with a high-rise residential faucet and a pull-out sprayer. There is a cover for the sink to give you more prep space. For cooking, you have a 2-burner gas cooktop. It has a glass cover that sits flush with the counter. Above that, you have a convection microwave oven. This acts as your oven, your toaster, and your microwave. It is efficient and saves space. Below the counter, you have a drawer-style dishwasher. Yes, a dishwasher in a 25-foot RV. It is small, fitting maybe 4 place settings, but for a couple traveling, it is a luxury that saves you from hand-washing dishes on vacation. The refrigerator is a compressor-style apartment fridge. It runs on 12-volt power, so it is super efficient and gets cold fast. It has a separate freezer compartment that actually keeps ice frozen. Next to the fridge is a slide-out pantry. It is tall and narrow, perfect for cereal boxes, canned goods, and spices. The storage throughout the kitchen consists of soft-closed drawers and overhead lockers with radius doors. Now, the feature that truly defines the Atlas and justifies its price tag is the bathroom. We need to walk to the rear of the coach to see this. Open the solid wood sliding door, and you enter a bathroom that rivals what you would find in a luxury hotel. This is not a wet bath. This is a dry bath that spans the entire width of the rear of the vehicle. On one side, you have a walk-in shower. It is huge for an RV. It has marble-look walls, a teakwood inlay on the floor, and a glass door with premium hinges. You have plenty of headroom, even if you are over 6 feet tall. On the other side, you have a porcelain macerator toilet. It uses an electric pump to grind waste, allowing for smaller piping and more flexibility in tank placement. The vanity features a vessel sink sitting on top of the Corian counter, a large backlit mirror, and plenty of storage below for your toiletries. But the best part of this rear suite is the closet. Behind the vanity mirror and along the back wall, you have a cedar-lined wardrobe. It has hanging space for dresses, suits, and jackets. You have drawers for folded clothes. This is a true dressing room. You can actually get ready for a nice dinner inside this bathroom without banging your elbows against the walls. So how do you sleep? This is where the Murphy bed comes into play. When you're ready for bed, you clear the coffee table, push a button to lower the stabilizer legs on the sofa, and then manually pull the bed down from the wall. It is a counterbalance system, so it is very light. It locks into place over the sofa. The mattress is a Froley spring system with a memory foam topper. It is essentially a queen-size bed. Because it is a Murphy bed, you don't have seams or cracks like you do with a convertible sofa. It is a single, solid mattress. You can leave your sheets on it when you fold it up, though you usually have to stow the pillows and comforter elsewhere. The sleeping area feels spacious because you are in the slide-out section. You have reading lights, USB ports for your phone, and you can still watch the TV from bed. Let's discuss the technology and systems that run this ship. The 2026 Atlas comes standard with the E1 package. This is a massive upgrade. It essentially removes the propane generator and replaces it with a high-capacity lithium battery system. You have a Volta power system with over 12,000 watt-hours of energy storage. This is paired with a powerful inverter and a secondary alternator on the engine. What does this mean for you? It means you can run the air conditioner off the batteries without being plugged in and without a noisy generator running. You can boondock in complete silence. If the batteries get low, the system can automatically start the engine to recharge them using the high-output alternator. It is seamless. You also have solar panels on the roof to provide a trickle charge and keep the system topped off. Everything is controlled via the C-Zone multiplex system. There's a main touchscreen panel near the door and smaller panels throughout the coach. You can control the lights, the shades, the awning, the tank heaters, and monitor your battery levels all from one place. You can also pair this with your smartphone and control the entire RV from the campfire. The climate control is handled by a quiet duct air conditioning system and a diesel-fired furnace. Because the insulation is so good in the Atlas, it maintains temperature very efficiently. You also have a fantastic fan in the roof to pull fresh air through on mild days. We have talked about the good, but we need to talk about the reality of ownership. Who is this for? The Atlas is not for the family of four. It is strictly a couple's coach, or perhaps a solo traveler who wants maximum comfort. The Murphy bed setup means you have to make your bed every night and put it away every morning if you want to use the living room. Some people find this tedious. If you want a fixed bed, you should look at the Interstate 24X or the Interstate 19, but you lose that massive rear bathroom. The storage, while clever, is still limited by the van chassis. You don't have a massive pass-through garage like a Class A or Class C. You have to be minimalist in what you bring. And then there's the price. We cannot review the 2026 Airstream Atlas without addressing the elephant in the room. This vehicle comes with a sticker price that will likely exceed $320,000. That puts it in the same territory as entry-level diesel pushers and high-end luxury condos. So is it worth it? If you're looking at price per square foot, absolutely not. You could buy a lot more RV for 300 grand. But that is the wrong metric. You're paying for the engineering. You're paying for the Mercedes-Benz safety and performance. You're paying for the Airstream legacy and resale value. Airstreams hold their value better than almost any other RV brand. You're also paying for the size. This vehicle can go where big RVs cannot. You can park it in a standard parking space if you back in. You can drive it through city centers. You can navigate national park roads that have length restrictions. It offers the freedom of a van with the amenities of a mansion. The fit and finish are simply unmatched. When you open a cabinet, it feels solid. When you drive down a bumpy road, the house doesn't rattle and squeak like a cheaper model. The leather stitching is perfect. The lighting is perfectly color temperature balanced. These are the intangible details that you only notice when you live with it, and that is where the money goes. To summarize, the 2026 Airstream Atlas remains the king of the Class B+ segment. It is stylish, sophisticated, and packed with technology. The move to the E1 lithium system as standard is a brilliant move that modernizes the camping experience. The rear bathroom is still the best in its class, hands down. If you have the budget and you value quality over square footage, if you want to travel the country without sacrificing the comforts of a luxury hotel, then the Atlas is in a league of its own. It is a vehicle that makes you turn around and look at it every time you park. It is a vehicle that starts conversations at every campground. We hope you enjoyed this detailed look at the 2026 Airstream Atlas. If you're in the market for a luxury touring coach, this should definitely be on your shortlist. Thanks for watching NextGen Motorhomes. We have got plenty more reviews coming your way, covering everything from rugged overlanders to million-dollar pushers. Drive safe, and we will see you in the next one.